Sonicstate here at NAMM 2020, here with Sebastian at the Arturia booth. And we are looking now at the MicroFreak because it's now receiving
version 2.
Version 2.
Version 2.0 of the firmware. Yep.
Great. So what?
Free update.
Free update. Is that available now?
It is.
Ah, brilliant. Can you just give us a quick walkthrough of the new
Sure.
features?
Sure. So the major features are a new oscillator type that is a noise oscillator, a chord generator, scale quantization, and some workflow refinements for the sequencer, for the modulation matrix, and a lot of just improvements on timings, bug fixes. So let's have a quick look at these features. I'll just go from a default preset. So I'll select the new noise oscillator here.
I'm just going to say then, so for people who may be not familiar with the MicroFreak has different oscillators. Like how many oscillators does it have now?
I don't know. I think 13.
Right, okay.
Something like this. 13, yes.
Right.
13 most. So
Fantastic.
This is a new one. So it can mix between an oscillator and just plain noise, right? And then let's just listen to the noise for now. You have let's do it like this. So you have control over the type of noise between some kind of grainy particle noise, then moving to white noise, then it goes into a metallic cymbal kind of noise, using 6 square waves with filtering and ring mod, and then into cowbell with just two squares and a bandpass. The timbre knob is kind of a cruncher of the noise, so it controls the pitch of the square waves for the cymbal, and for the noise it's a sample and hold, so it's kind of the decimation of the noise.
So they're very interactive with each other then. Wherever the wave is set, the timbre control is going to have a different effect. Yeah.
That's right. Well, there's a consistency in that it kind of reduces the frequency. And on the white noise, it's like sample and hold frequency, and on the square waves, it's just the base frequency of the square wave. And then mixing with the oscillator. So we can do things like this. So going from some filter noise and then.
Using the pressure.
With some sample and hold on the frequency. Right. So let's move on. Let's see, check out the chord mode. So I'll go back to a default patch, filtering down. Simple square wave. To activate, so when you just press paraphonic, play paraphonic. If you hold paraphonic and play some notes, it records the chord, and now the paraphonic button blinks to tell you that you're in chord mode. So this is a very easy and efficient way to just activate and play the chord mode. It can be 2, 3, or 4 notes, right? And now scale quantization.
Right.
So it's from the utility settings where I can set a scale. So I can set a root note. Like let's use I don't know. Let's do something in like E minor. So I'm in E minor. So the way we design the scale quantization is that the white notes will play the 7 notes of the scale. So and there will be no repetition within the note. So sometimes it leads to some, strange thing. Like if you play a E flat scale, everything like you will have the E flat scale on the white notes. But I felt like because this keyboard is a touch keyboard, it made more sense to have it on the white keys. So just.
black keys do? Can you in the scale mode?
Yeah.
Are they,
So the black keys have a more algorithmic approach where they play either the note if it's within the scale or the nearest white note. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And then you also have blues and pentatonic scales, and on these ones, of course, because there are fewer notes in the scale, you have repetition on the white notes.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the main features of this firmware 2.0. In the sequencer, you can now copy a pattern. There are 2 patterns in a preset, and now you can copy between A and B. So you can do an edit between the 2. Yeah, that's the core new functionality, and then a lot of sync improvement, both sync input and outputs. Some bug fixes. Yeah, it's a big update. One thing I forgot. We also provided 64 new presets. A lot of them use the new noise oscillator, but it's a V2 bank, so it just uses the machine, generally. My friend JB worked a lot on making this, and it's a very nice bank. Some of the sounds are really great.
Can we hear some?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with them. So this is a minor pad. It's using the scale. This one we're playing. Oh, this one was nice. This uses there's an automation of the type of the oscillator in the sequencer and the noise mode to do a.
That shows I'm ready.
It's killer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice work.
Great.
Right. Again, some kind of beat. It's really great, having a noise oscillator was kind of missing to do percussive sound, and this is it's a great, one drum, it's a great drum.
Not great. So to say then, it's a free update, and it's available
It's
now?
available now, yeah. Just, download it and then install it with the MIDI control center. The new bank of presets is also available. You can also load it from the MIDI control center. There are some empty slots at the end if you didn't fill the unit with user presets, so you can put it at the end. 64 new presets.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Sebastian, thank you so much, and see you soon.
Yeah.